you can drop off and join back in, and then you should be good to go. Okay. So without further ado, I would like to, get to meet each and every one of you, because for every masterclass that I hold, I wanted to, basically ensure that it is tailored to the individuals that we have on the call as much as possible. So if you could kindly drop in the chat your name, your location, and your current job opportunity that you're doing as a engineer, banker, whatever the case may be, please just put it in the chat so that I can have a proper sense of the individuals that we have on today's call. And this can be tailored as much as possible to you as an individual, and how we can assist you. So I know that we have a lot of HR professionals here and other people invested in AI. So one key thing that I know when it comes to transitioning, because I myself didn't exactly start off in tech space. I started off in the health field, majorly nursing itself, and I moved on to become a project manager. Now I'm a senior AI project manager working for companies across the US as well as the UK. And I also handle partnerships on the side. So I want to know who you are as an individual, where you're coming from, what your background is, and how we can help you transition. Okay. But I've also worked as a career coach, and I've helped individuals of all age. I don't even know how to put it, but I mentored someone that was over 60 years that was looking to transition from his current field into something in projects management. And now he's currently a director of project management for a US company. So one thing I really like to tell people is it doesn't really matter your age, your background. If you've not done anything tech related, you have the opportunity of actually learning AI and how we can improve your process. And if you're HR on this call or a CEO founder, this would be very useful information for your organization and your staff to get on board. Okay. So now I'm just going to go look at the chat and see the different, individuals that we have on today's call. Okay. So I've only gotten 2 responses so far. I would really like to get a lot more. We're over, 10 plus individuals on the call. So it would be really nice if I can get to know your name, your location, and what you currently do. It would really help, streamline the information to you as an individual. Okay. So I only have information on Oluwakayode Tosin. Tosin, I don't know where you're from. I don't know what you currently do, but that would also be a very nice touch. Sunday, who is a transport logistic manager. Fantastic. I have Adekumi, who is a facility manager for a particular recovery center. Okay. Kayode is from Ibadan and is a digital marketer. Okay, so I see more people joining the call. Just to give you a sense of what we're doing, I'm basically introducing myself, and I would also really like to know what each and every one on the call are currently doing. Okay, so we have Ransom. Ransom is currently working as a HR and governance professional. Okay, please ensure that you fill the attendance form. It is very important because that's the way we would send across the slides to you and also be able to reach out to you. What I like to do with every individual on my call on the master class is I reach out to them individually to see how we can map out a career plan, especially if you're looking to get into AI, you're looking on how you can monetize your skill as an AI professional, or you want to add it to your day-to-day activities. This is basically what we'd focus on. Okay. So now, I think without further ado, we can get started in today's session. So I'm going to share my screen. Please let me know when you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. If you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up so that I know you can see my screen clearly. Okay, so we have Bemiro who can see my screen. Every other person on the call, can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, yeah, Tim Topper can see my screen. Guys, I need us to pay attention because today's session is really going to focus on the practical aspects of landing roles, what HR professionals look out for, and also how to impute AI into your processes. Okay, so now today's conversation is going to majorly focus on remote HR analytics and AI jobs that companies are currently hiring for right now. Okay, so we're going to focus on more of the practical aspect of things in terms of how you can stay relevant, how you can be valuable, and also be highly paid in terms of how AI is changing the entire job search space, the HR space, and how you can get on board. Okay, so now a lot of people reach out to me And the major question is, Treasure, I'm interested in AI, I'm interested in tech, but I don't know where exactly I fit in. Okay, I'm a singer-songwriter, I am a marketer, I'm an engineer, I'm a teacher. Where do I fit in these AI roles? How does that affect me as an individual? Or what can I even transition to? Other people come with the worries that, oh, I have a 9 to 5, I have a business that I run. I'm not looking to leave any of those, but I'm looking to see how I can get a side hustle that pays me in dollars, that pays me in pounds, that I can basically use to support my family, increase my finances. So these are the other set of individuals. And then you have individuals that tell me that, Treasure, I have over 20 years of experience as a teacher. I have 20 years of experience as a lawyer, whatever the case may be. Is it too late for me to transition into tech? I'm over 50 plus years, 60 plus years. Is this something that I can get into? Can this be my retirement plan? These are questions that people come to me with, and these are the basic ways that we come up with topics that we talk on this masterclass. And then you have the other set that they just graduated university, finished NYSC, or they're not working at all, currently unemployed, and looking for ways to get into the AI space. Because one thing that they've majorly heard over and over again is that tech is the new oil. And if you don't have access to it, you're going to miss it. So we have all these different categories of people. And today's conversation will majorly focus on what are the job opportunities right now? How can I get started as an individual? And what do I need to do? That is what we're going to focus today's conversation on. Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into it. So today's conversation, I pretty much have stated it, but I'm just going to go over it. You're going to understand how AI is changing the future of HR roles and opportunities. You're also going to get how AI skills are helping HR professionals all over the world to stay relevant and be highly paid, using AI tools to improve your productivity, hiring, people management, and then decision making. And then finally, if you're not a HR professional, you're still very much going to get value from this conversation, because we're looking at how can you position yourself for better paying, for better high paying opportunities, especially in this AI era. Okay, so now let's get into the activities of today. So before we get into that, I want to confirm, people on the call, if this is your first time that you've heard about Tenalytics or Tenalytics business, put a 1 in the chat, okay? And if it's not your first time, please put a 0. I want to know the people that have just, heard about our program, are looking to get into it. Please just kindly put a 1 in the chat. And if it's not your first time, put a 0. And please don't mind me. I really do like our sessions to be as interactive as possible. So that is why I'm going to constantly ask this question. So I know that some people have not slept, because in this part of the world, it is, around 8:10 p.m. But, just to ensure people are still actively following. So I only have a lot of ones. So I guess there are a lot of newcomers here. So very, very, very big welcome to each and every one of you. It's a pleasure to have you on the call. Okay, so I guess more newcomers than, old timers. All right, so I'm going to be introducing Tenalytics business for the sake of, those individuals that are just joining newly. So what I basically like to explain Tenalytics business as is we are looking at helping people break the barrier of getting into tech. Okay, there's a lot of conversation about tech. There's a lot of conversation about AI. But then people don't know how to get into it, where to get started because of the information overload. And I also like to say that our company looks at not just training you, because if you want to get trained, if you want to watch, get your certificate, there's Coursera, there's YouTube, there's a lot of information out there. But what we look at is how can we help you monetize that skill? You learning the skill is just 50% of what we do. If we train you, that's 50%. The other 50% is how can you make money from it? Because it's fantastic. I have this certificate. I can go ahead to have 3, 4, 5 similar type of certificates. But if I don't utilize it, if I'm not visible enough, I can't land roles. I can't get opportunities. And this is what we focus on. And the very interesting thing is, in the last 5 years that we've been in operation, we've helped over 3,000 individuals go from complete beginners I don't know anything in tech. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a nurse. I'm, whatever. Transition out of that into full-time paying AI roles. Okay. It could be contract roles, it could be full-time roles, but that is what we classify as success. And the good thing is, we've not just only worked with individuals, we've worked with a lot of top organizations in Nigeria and across the globe. You have the likes of Kuda Bank, there's Fair Money, there's Meccano Motors, there's Arik Air. We've trained their staff in terms of AI. So we're absolutely not new to this. If you want to watch a lot of the recordings in terms of the testimonials, you can go on YouTube to validate everything that I've just mentioned on this call. So we have a lot of facilitators, cutting across Google, Amazon, some of the top organizations across the world take this training to ensure that you are getting the very best once you get into the program. And after that, we have some of the best career specialists to help you with the transition process, okay, to ensure that you have good CVs, you have good resumes, your LinkedIn is top notch, and so on and so forth. So we also have that on this process. And one thing I like to tell individuals is it's going to start from the foundational level, from beginner standpoint. If you've never done anything tech related, this is the best time to get into it. There's a lot of hand holding in the process. But one thing that we're also really strict on is you getting the skills. For you to actually hold a certificate from Tenalytics Business, you would have warranted it in terms of completing your project, making sure that you have all the necessary accomplishments as an individual for that particular course. And this is how a lot of our students are able to actually get job roles once they finish the program. Okay, so that's a lot about Tenalytics Business. So yeah, a bit about myself. My name is Treasure Iesomi Akiopo. You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm basically an AI projects manager as well as consulting and partnerships. So like I mentioned earlier, I've been able to work with a lot of companies across the globe. So the US, UK, Canada, and even parts of Europe, talking about Spain, Germany, and the Netherlands. I majorly look at how I can help individuals get into AI. I've also worked in terms of like software development and fintech across the globe. And I'm also a career coach. So I've helped a lot of individuals, especially in the project management space, Africans, Nigerians, be able to get jobs, globally. Okay, so this is what I've done for quite some time, and basically what has warranted me to be able to speak to you. Yes, I'm very young, but I've been able to find hacks in terms of getting job opportunities without even having to apply itself, because there are different ways to actually get jobs that people don't know about. Okay, and day in, day out, there are new trends, new activities that can be done. And these are the conversations we're going to be having in today's session. Okay, so pretty much that's what we're going to be getting right into. So I would like to know, before we get into the nitty-gritty of today's conversation, why are you here today? What exactly brought you to today's conversation? Is it you're tired of where you currently are, you want to transition, you're someone that is, you're looking for a better financial capacity for yourself? What exactly brought you to today's conversation? Please kindly put that in the chat so that we can tailor today's session to you as an individual as much as possible. So let's have that. Why exactly did you join today's call? Please kindly put that in the chat, okay? Why are you here? Why exactly are you in today's conversation? What brought you here? What exactly made you click on the link to say you want to get to know more, you want to understand what is done and how to go about it? I would really, really love to hear from each and every one on the call. Okay, we have 30 plus individual. So please, let's have that. Let's have that. Let's have that. Please, guys, today is going to be a very interactive session. I know I'm going to be talking a lot, but I also want to get, crave your indulgence in the process. The better way for you to learn is by participating. So if you don't participate, you just feel like you should be in the backbench learning. It doesn't really work well that way. So I would really like to crave your indulgence. Please let me know how and why you got into today's session as much as possible. Okay. So Adekumi said personal and career development. Bemiro said to transition into full HR. Guys, please, let's get more response. I only have 2 responses in the chat. I would really love to get more. Zainab said career development. Okay. Let's have it. Sunday said career development. Abiodun said to transition into tech. Okay, so fantastic. What I'm hearing from majority of individuals is career development. So I'd like to take it. Okay, Ibiba said want to transition into HR role and acquire requisites, okay, like prerequisite skills in AI. So fantastic. Okay, I'll take the major burner here is career development, which is really, really good on your part, because a lot of individuals for the last 4 or 5 years, you've not gotten promoted. That happened. It happened to me just 1 year, and I was already like, "What's going on?" Because I know I was meeting my KPIs at the end of the day, and people are also in that same space. Some individuals are looking at, "Oh, I want to transition into this process. How and what does it take me to get there?" And then people also looking to get into HR, human resource, the literal life wire of a company, because you are the ones that get to hire proper talent for companies. You are also the one that manage the people. You are also in charge of ensuring that the entire culture in the company works as it should be. Okay, so thank you so much for partaking in that. Let's move into today's session proper. So one thing to note is that in today's reality, AI is currently everywhere. You can't avoid it. Okay, so if you make use of majority of these movie streaming platforms like Netflix, even Amazon, HGTV, and so on and so forth, you're already using AI to recommend shows. Okay, banks itself are using AI to approve loans. We have cars that drive themselves, Tesla and the likes. We have chatbots that handle customer service. Bringing it down to the HR perspective, you have AI tools that basically helps you with your recruitment. So instead of me having to sit down in front of my laptop and review 5,000 resumes for one particular job, and I'm to hire for 6 different roles, I don't have to do that. AI reviews the CV, compares it to the criteria I give out. Oh, I want someone with 5 years of project management experience that knows how to make use of Asana, Trello, and so on and so forth. These are the criteria. And then, at the end of the day, you get your top 10 candidates. In the same vein, one thing that participant needs to know is a lot of the companies right now are imbibing AI. So if you as an individual go ahead to apply for that role that said they only want individuals with 5 years of experience, and you go and put 7, 8 years of experience, if AI is reading that data, they would kick you off. Do you know why? You are no longer under the qualified basis. You are now on the overly qualified basis. So it means that the what they call it now, the salary package might not meet your demand as a senior professional. So one thing that people need to know, that it might seem very trivial. Oh, it's just number of years. But the number of years might be the reason why you don't even get to the interview stage. The next thing is the title. On the job, you can have something as intricate as healthcare project coordinator. On your resume, you just have project coordinator. Trust me, most often than not, you might not get it. One thing you need to know for every application that you are doing, especially if AI is the one that is reading it, if it's going through the ATS system, is you literally need to be the answer to the job request. Everything that is on the job request, you need to be a response to that. Okay, other things in terms of the tools they request for, if it's not on your CV, I really don't know how you want to get it. Then some of us go ahead. This is the only exception to this rule, is if you have like over 15, 20 plus years of experience. That's why your CV would be lengthy. But then if your CV is 3, 4 pages and you are going on and giving achievements that does not relate to the role, you don't really stand a chance. Okay, so your CV needs to be tailored. You need to just give key responses, okay, in your achievements, in your experience skill set. It shouldn't be more than five, worst case scenario, 6 bullet points. You have people with ridiculously high bullet points, and it doesn't give metrics. One thing that HR professional likes, especially the ATS system, is if your resume has metrics. At the end of the day, oh, you said I was able to create how do I call it now? AI automation processes for the project management tools that reduced our that increased our uptime to about 99.9% or reduced downtime by 100%. So it should always be action and achievement in that particular sentence. If you don't have that in your sentence, it doesn't really make sense. And most people would either give action or they would give achievement, but it does not correlate. There's no connecting pipeline between both of them. So you really need to understand that your resume needs this criteria, especially if you're looking for a global opportunity. The way we do it here in Africa is not similar at all to the way it's done globally. And I can give you that for a fact because I've answered and gotten into different type of interview, especially on the global level. So you need your CV to have that certain type of value proposition. Okay. You would also see some CVs, some resumes that they ask you for certain certifications. You don't have it and you go ahead to apply. You're wasting your time. There's one thing that you also need to know when it comes to job opportunities. There are jobs that are for you, and there are jobs that even if you try 1,000,000 times, you wouldn't get it. And you need to make peace with that. That is why people would go ahead to apply over 100 jobs every single day. They keep on applying, but they don't get it. Do you know why? It is like you shooting gun without any direction. You are not aiming for a particular point. You are just shooting anyhow and praying that miracle manna will fall from heaven and then you get it. You need to be strategic when it comes to applying for jobs. And my friends and people around me typically say applying for a job is a job in itself. So you need to know that when you're applying for specific job roles, your strategy needs to align with it. Okay. It is better if you apply for 10 strategic jobs every week than you apply for 100 jobs that week. Because one thing is you will get burnt out. In terms of your emotional level, you're already stressed out. Oh, I can never make it. I don't have a chance because, oh, you feel like you're African. You feel like you're Nigerian. I'm not saying that doesn't impede your chances. But then again, there are ways to go about it. But the very first thing is to have a solid resume. Once you have a solid resume, you have a chance. And this applies to every job, every individual on this call, whether you're looking to get into HR or you're looking to get into an AI role, this is very, very important. Because if you don't have all this, it affects your chances. And another good thing is, with the advent of AI, you don't need to scratch your head on, oh God, how do I make my CV match what this particular job opportunity is asking for? There are key prompts that can tailor your resume to exactly the request of that job. So you don't need to go and start editing. You would typically just based off your what they call it, your experience skill set, it would tailor it to that job request and you are good to go. This is all AI processes, HR individual or not. This applies across board. So this is something that you need to know. AI is basically revolutionizing every industry and no one is spared from this. Okay, so now let's move on to the next slide. So some of the facts that you need to know today is that the job market has changed a lot. Skills are now valued more than degrees. And I'll take myself as an example. What did I study in school? Health, okay, health sciences. And now I'm fully into tech. Nobody has ever asked me, Treasure, what degree did you? No, I'm not saying don't go to school. I'm not saying don't get your degree. But now people want to see your skills. What have you done before? Okay, that is why, especially for those who have never done anything HR related, who have never done anything tech related, you need to start building your project portfolio. It is very, very important because individuals, companies would like to see what have you been able to achieve before. How do you get about it? Oh, I don't have experience. Trust me, there are a lot of companies that are looking for volunteer HR professionals, volunteer project managers, volunteer AI automation specialists. You might think, oh, I'm just giving my services out for free. But no, you are also receiving in that same vein. What are you receiving? Experience, things you can put in your project portfolio to state that I have been able to do this before. And this is what you're going to get from me if you hire me. Your skill set in this day and age on a global level, it is far more important, 10 times more important than your degree. Get that degree, but also make sure that you have the skills to back up whatever role you are going for. You are going to become a HR professional. You what would be the defining factor, differentiating factor between you and every other HR professional that applies for a job? If you get into AI, you could basically help them create AI related HR dashboard in a matter of 10 minutes. You tell them that you revolutionize their entire HR system with AI. And that could be the reason, the only reason why they pick you over someone. Okay, you come in, you tell them that I can help you with your recruitment space or your recruitment phase. What would typically take the typical HR professional 3-4 weeks to go through the entire process, I can get it done for you in 1 week. You don't just say it, you show them an action plan of how you've been able to achieve this so far. This is where AI can help you as a professional, as an HR professional, as a marketing professional. You go into a space. The major thing that they're looking at is, oh, I'm sending out emails every other day. Why would you be doing that? There are email sequences that are AI oriented that is basically done on its own. It doesn't really need the addition of any other person to activate it. So this is basically where your mindset needs to go to. Regardless of the industry that you are, you should majorly be looking at, oh, what are the problems that they are facing there? And how can I, as an individual, make a change? For you to work in any organization, for you to work in any industry, you should be looking at making changes. You should be looking at what are the recent improvements that is happening in my industry and how can I get on it? That is what would help you land a role. Okay, so the next one that we have is employers care less about what you studied and more about what you can do right now. I think I've explained that. And then the most competitive roles are becoming hybrid roles, technical know-how plus AI. Do you know the good part about everybody on this call? You already have 50% of what can make you a superstar globally. You are either a marketing manager, a facility manager, an engineer, a teacher, whatever the case may be, you have that. So now, what would be the other desirable factor to just push me over the edge to be able to get all those AI or tech-related roles is the AI aspect of things. Most professionals would rather go for someone that has industry knowledge and a bit of tech skills than to go with someone that has tech skills and don't really understand how the industry works, because they would work at a disadvantage. So you already have 50% advantage. You just need to get the other 50% and then you are golden. So now, once you've gotten it, it is now, don't be hidden, don't hide yourself, because the more you hide yourself, the more nobody will know what you can do. Showcase your skills, showcase it, be in the face of everyone. Let them be tired of hearing you say, oh, I can do this, I can do that, because a closed mouth is a closed destiny. If you can't stand and build your brand, nobody's going to build it for you. So that is another important aspect that comes into, having global opportunities. So now let's move into the tech skill stack. This applies to every individual, whether you're looking to get into HR or you're looking to get into tech. So technical skills that recruiters look out for. They look out for the machine learning proficiency. They look out for core AI, and then they look out for data handling and processing. So regardless of if you're an AI automation, you want to be a data analyst, you want to be a projects manager, you can't run away from all these things. Okay, so the first one is AI skills. AI right now, AI and data skills are the two top skills that even the World Economic Forum Future of Job report stated that between now and the future, if you don't have these two skills, you are at the risk of losing your job. Do you know why? You need data to be able to make decisions. You can't make decisions based off assumption. So even if you're a project manager, you need to know, oh, from historical data, what have I done to achieve and do well in this project? HR, from historical data, what particular staff has done well when being handed this activity? What is my attrition rate like? When do people start leaving the company? If you have that data, you are able to project. If you don't, you make decisions based on assumption, and that doesn't really help you. So you really need to have a clear understanding of how to handle data. Then the next key aspect is AI. People are literally sleeping on AI. At the moment, I handle close to 5 projects at a time. When I started off, I was struggling with just 2. Do you know why? Because, oh, I have to build my Gantt chart. Oh, I have to build my WBS structure. I have to build my Mason matrix. All these things, they take weeks to get done. But now I have AI tools that basically just help me structure the Gantt chart based off each project. I already have a reporting system for all my projects. And once I click on the person's name, I know what budget. In the budget, how much have I used? How much is spending? Where are the different internal stakeholders, my engineers, where are my developers, where are they currently at? What are the blockers? What are the potential issues and solutions? I can see it at a glance. I don't need to rack my head. When do I have a meeting? Who do I need to meet at a specific time? This has streamlined my process to be more effective as much as possible. Okay, as a HR professional, it also benefits you as well. Another key thing that you need to have is relevant project experience. You need to have strong communication skill. You need to adapt as much as possible and continuously learn. Because day in, day out, there are new skills that are coming up every single time. And if you feel like you want to relax and stay where you are, you have a high chance of actually not growing. Okay, so now let's say project experience. Like I mentioned earlier, one of the key ways to get it is through building your projects portfolio. So you need to look at building that as much as possible. As a HR professional, one of the key things that is very important for you is communication. You need to be a people's person. You need to sharpen your people's skills as much as possible. That would be a very strong way to be able to go into the space and be able to grow very well. And then you need to adapt. Things are changing every single day. People, new skills are coming out, new experiences are coming out, new automation are coming out. You need to make sure you have an understanding of how to use these tools. Because now you cannot fault anybody for not using tools that you don't understand. HR is literally looking out for every department. So that is why you yourself should continuously grow and learn as you grow. Okay. So these are skills that a lot of individuals, recruiters are looking for, especially. So now looking at the CV screening aspect, like I mentioned earlier, one of the reasons why the recruitment process take a long time is looking at CVs. Manually, it is very time consuming. There's a high chance of error. It is also very difficult to store and track feedback. But in looking at the automated aspect of things, it screens hundreds of CVs in a few minutes. It is objective. You are not, looking at CV, oh, this is my friend, this is not my friend. AI doesn't know you, automation doesn't know you, and it literally just objectively picks the best candidates. It automatically logs the results on Google Sheets. So you would see if you score them on a case of from 1 to 10, you can easily know where each person ranks, and your best performing candidate between 9 and 10 or 8 to 10 would be also stated clearly. And it is very, very fast and scalable. So now, this is an entire CV screening process, and this was done on N8N. So what it basically does is, so when someone applies for a job on LinkedIn, on Indeed, whatever the job platform is, the person's resumes, the person information gets dropped in a Google Sheet. The Google Sheet is now then analyzed as against the criteria. Could be a Google Doc that you created, a PDF, and so on and so forth. If your key criteria matches what is on the resume, they move on to another. Someone's hand raised. Okay, it moves on to another sheet. It moves on entirely to a new sheet that houses the new information. Oh, this person scored 8/10. So now from that particular point, you're not even going to send the person an interview invite. It is also done automatically. You will see on the email body that might say, oh, next steps, interview request. We decided to move forward in the interview phase. Are you going to be available from what time to what time? No HR sat down to create that message. Everything is AI related. The funny thing is, once you are done with this particular interview, you can use the same automation for whatever job opening you have for the next 20, 30 years, and it's still going to work the same way, as far as the workflow is created as it should be. This is just for CV screening, okay? And this was actually done on N8N. So now, the next one is AI-generated HR dashboard. A lot of people, especially HR, because I work with them when it comes to partnership, one of the key things that they look out for is the HR dashboard. But then I have to do it on a month-to-month basis, month by month, week by whatever the case may be. But what if I have a dashboard that is updated on a that is edited and updated on a day-to-day basis without me touching it. I don't have to do anything to the dashboard. In real time, it updates. Or I can create the trigger system to update every 24 hours or every 12 hours, depending on what I need it for. So I don't need to touch anything here. It is done automatically. If you can see my screen, you can see this HR dashboard. It shows the attrition rate. It also shows how many full-time employees we have, how many male employees, female employees, what is the average employee tenure, how long do people stay with us in this organization, what is the department with the highest employee, 17, that's for engineering, what is the average employee age, what is the terminated employees. You can see this. If you want to see employee count by employment status, you can see. You can see this on a day-to-day basis. This is a very simple HR dashboard. There are more complicated ones. If you want to do it based on KPI levels to ensure that, you want to see, what's the best staff based on how well they've been performing, you can create a dashboard for that shows each person's name with their performance level, who is at risk, who needs training, and then they automatically get emails. You yourself get emails from them. If you need someone to have a PIP, majorly looking at their performance to get improved on, it can automatically send that to that person. This is on the HR level. So for HR individuals, AI can be a major game changer for you. It will build your dashboard, send the information to you, send the information to major stakeholders. If I want to create a report entirely from start to finish, all I need to do is prompt. You can use tools like Lovable. Put it in Lovable. Lovable does a very, very great job in giving you very clean reports. Okay, in less than 2-3 minutes, I have my reports ready. I can go ahead to present to whichever stakeholder that I want. So this is basically the point we want individuals, we want professionals to get to. If you are missing out on this, you are basically in the time past, because now AI has taken it to this level. Okay, so before I move forward, please ensure that you fill out the attendance form that my colleague is dropping on the chat. It is very, very important so that we can send you the materials, and we can also reach out to you to have conversation on how we can help you with the career plan. Okay, so please just ensure that you fill that out. So if you are still with me to this point, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me loud and clear, you're still here, still active, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, we have Sunday, just 3 people. Okay, Ronke. Okay, great. It's not working for you, please just reach out the phone number on the chat so that they can assist you with it. It's very important that you fill out the form. Okay, so now moving on to the conversation that brought some of us here. What are those tech roles that are high demand? I have people that ask me this question: Treasure, what is this particular tech role that if I start in the next 3 months, I'm going to be earning in dollars? That's the one that I am majorly concerned about. I don't want to hear all the stories they're telling me. Which one should I go for? I'm ready to put in the work. That's the one I'm interested in. Okay, so yeah. So I basically read through some of those concerns, information, and so on and so forth. And we did research, and then there are 10 of these roles that are very much high in demand. If you get into it, you do have a very, very strong chance of getting into a high-paying global AI role. Okay, so now the first one is AI software web developer. I remember 3, 4, 5 years ago, I really wanted to get into software development, but my goodness, I can't sit down for the life of me to start understanding code. It is completely stressful for my brain. I did not want to get involved. I took a step back, but I have a lot of my male friends who are in software development, and they are making good money, like really, really good money. I'm talking about the 5,000 to 6,000 USD per month, in short, per project. So it's something I've always wanted to get into. But now there are now what you call AI software and web development. And this majorly focuses on, instead of me having to code, AI does the coding for me. All I really have to do is prompt the AI tool, and is able to do the entire coding for me, whether website, whether application. Oh, I thought that, it's not possible now. How is this going to work? So I majorly make use of this tool. It's called Replit. I tried building an application end to end. So since I'm into career coaching, I wanted something, because a lot of my clients complain that they don't have time to create resumes for job application. So I want the process that I explained, that AI should be able to, kind of create those resumes as opposed to having for me to do it manually. I created a website that did that, or an application that did that, and I did it on Replit. It take me up to a day to have it done, and it works effectively for me. So this is something that if I ask a web developer to do, he might tell me between 3 to 6 months, which is fine in their own right. But now a lot of beginners are getting into AI for software and web development. Why? Because they don't have to go through the stress of coding, and they are taking jobs from actual software web developers. Okay, so this is one of the most high in demand tech role. The next one we have is generative AI engineer. Please never be scared of any of these titles. They are just very, very fanciful words. Okay, so generative AI engineer is not an actual engineer. Okay, you are majorly looking at how can you use AI to create things. I can be a video editor, I could be a content creator, okay? But I want to use AI to be able to edit my videos. I'm a generative AI engineer. It is more or less like applying on that level, okay? So now what example can I use now? I am a data analyst. I want to use AI to create my dashboard. I'm a generative AI engineer on that level, implementing on data analytics. Why this is very, very interesting, these two roles and all the 8 other roles I would mention, is you can use them in whatever industry that you want. It is not niched down into any specifics, because every industry needs them. Okay, so you have the generative AI engineer. If you want to create pictures, you want to create text, reports, dashboard, that is what they do. You are an AI engineer that creates. Okay, you want to create videos, create accounts. You do this as a generative AI engineer. Okay, the next one we have is AI automation engineer. This is another very, very in-demand skill. So looking at things like, oh, I want to be able to automate my activities. I cannot wake up every morning and the only thing that I do is respond to WhatsApp message or Instagram messages, or the only thing that I do is create reports or send emails. I want something to be doing it on my behalf. That is where an AI automation engineer comes into play. You look at repetitive activities. What do I do every single day that is stressful, that is draining the life out of me? This is where AI automation engineer comes into play. If you've ever wondered, oh, how can I create a bot, a chat bot, a customer support bot? How can I create all these different things? Or let's say I'm even in, let's say the engineering field, or I'm in the finance space. I want to be able to create predictive bots that before my machines go bad, I should be able to get signals. I should be able to get emails that my machine is about to go bad at this point, okay, before it gets to a critical standpoint. You get all of that clearly stated, okay? And then if you're in a predictive financial space, oh, I want to know my stock markets, crypto markets, when should I invest based off data? Then you have AI automation engineer predicting that aspect to you as well, okay? So this is the next one. I have to move a bit faster. Then you have AI data analyst. I have a lot of individuals, friends that want to be a data analyst, but now they are now slowly become obsolete. Why? Because for me to analyze my data, I really want it done precisely, accurately, and as quick as possible. Waiting for a data analyst might take me a couple of weeks to get done. But with AI data analyst, I don't have to wait. I will just input my data set into the AI tool. It would clean the data set. It will analyze it. It will build the dashboard for me in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes, regardless of how large this data set is. Okay, so this is why they are now very much in demand. Then you also have machine learning engineers. Okay, so looking at machine learning engineers, you are looking to build different type of workflows. You are looking at AI agents. How can you set that up? So if you're looking at these aspects, then you need to get into machine learning engineering. The next one you have is AI business intelligence analyst. We have a lot of people that have set up businesses that are looking to build businesses itself, or they are currently handling their business. If you're an AI business intelligence analyst, you can help save a business from trouble. You can help boost your own business as it currently is. This is where AI business analysts thrive. Okay, so they are needed all over the world, regardless of who you are and basically what your business entails at that moment. Okay, then we have AI products developers, we have AI content and media creator, there's AI HR people, analytics specialists, and then you have AI solution consultants. So for product developers, you have a product that you're looking to create. Instead of you to having to manually create it, you have AI that does the processes for you. Okay, then you have content and media creation, influencership, brand deals. This is where AI comes into play. Okay, we have some of those Instagram accounts that are not run by, there's no official individual that works on those content. It is basically AI avatars, and they rake in millions and millions of dollars every single day. Okay, then coming into the HR space, you are a HR professional, you're looking to get into the HR space. Trust me, you're one of the top individuals that are needed at the moment, because it is very hard to find good talent. And that is one of the key things that companies are looking for. Okay, then you're also an AI solution consultant. So you're able to provide solutions to companies, you're able to provide solutions to individuals on how to create their own business. So this is basically one of the ways you can get started in AI and basically also land good job opportunities. Okay, so now these are the 10 high demand tech roles all over the globe. And like I mentioned, don't be very triggered by like fancy titles to say, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to be a good fit for this. Break it down into different aspects. If you're someone that would have always been interested in building apps, building websites, but you've never really seen how to go about it, you know where to go. If you're someone that likes to build things, build images, reports, you like to make sure that things are automated, you can go between generative AI engineer, AI automation engineer, and machine learning engineer, and even AI solution consultant. Okay, so if you're someone that really likes data, you want to be on the back end, you want to basically generate insights, there's AI for data analysts. Okay, you are someone that wants to help a business grow, you are looking to set up your own business, run your business, AI for business analyst. AI content creator, you're looking at getting into brand influencership, you're looking to handle brand deals, create content, that is for you. And then HR, you're looking to get into the HR space, you need AI to be the differentiating factor between you and every other HR out there. And this is where you have AI for HR and then people analytics specialists. Okay, so now let's move on. So in terms of salaries, it's very interesting that HR analysts, I just have three. There's HR analysts, data analysts, and people analysts. But even the AI automation specialists, machine engineers, and so on and so forth, they earn far higher. You're looking at anything between $100,000 to $138,000 average salaries for AI automation specialists, for generative AI engineers, machine learning engineers, and so on and so forth. And I'm saying, like, on an entry level base, this is what you're typically going to be paid. Okay, so if you don't believe me, go on Fiverr, go on Upwork, check the contract roles. These are very, very high demand tech skills. And please never put it down on yourself that, oh, I'm an African, I'm a Nigerian. We have Americans and people in the UK vying for that job. So that's why me, myself, I shouldn't go for it. Please, that's the first thing that would destroy your chances. You need to always ensure that you understand that there's a chance of you to fail, but there's a greater chance for you to pass, especially if you have all the criteria required. Okay, so now looking at this HR analyst role, you would see that the typical HR analyst is getting something between 71,000 USD to 115,000. Okay, then this is getting 64K to 103K per year. And then you have 63,000 to 105K per year. Okay, so these are typical salaries. This is just on Glassdoor. You also have some of them on Upwork, Fiverr, and so on and so forth. These are salaries that you can also get yourself. Okay, so now moving on to some of the success stories. Like I mentioned, it doesn't really matter what your background is. You could be a teacher, you could be coming from whatever background, someone that is not working, and you are able to get all these roles. So this person was able to transition from a teacher into having a full-on data analyst role in the US. And this can very much be you. Okay, We also have Bukola, who was able to get a full-time business analyst role in the US. And then finally, you have Judith, who was also able to get a full-time role. Okay, so now in terms of learning key skills that would benefit you to be able to land a job in especially a high-paying AI role, I've explained some of them in my previous slide, but I'm going to reiterate very quickly what each of them are. There are six key courses that covers all the 10 other roles that I've mentioned embedded in them. Okay, so the first one you have is software website development. I've explained this. You're looking to build applications, you're looking to build websites without having to write a line of code, basically with AI. Okay, this is going to be for you. The next one is AI for content and video creation. You want to create content. You want to be able to edit your videos. I don't want to have to stress when I'm creating my content. I want to sit down in front of a camera. I don't want to sit down in front of a camera. How do I go about it? The way you're seeing this video, you can see my video. It looks like I'm speaking to you live. AI can actually create videos of your face with the sound of your voice, with your mannerism, but you never sat down to create one of those videos. I have a lot of people that want to get into creating content. And they say, oh, Treasure, how do you post, every other day on your pages? And I'll tell you that I create content. And sometimes I don't even sit down to create those contents. I basically just write my script, or I can use AI to generate the script, and then I feed it into the AI tool. It brings out videos that looks exactly like when I sit down to create the videos. So I can go ahead to do other things. I'm more productive with my time. So this is where you have AI for content and video creation shining. If you run a business, your problem is every time that you put up a video for ads, you are not converting. You're having a high cost per lead. These are some of the issues that you face. What if you can actually use AI to ensure that you are generating sales for your business? This is what AI for content and video creation can do for you. The next one you have is AI automation engineering. I've mentioned about this, repetitive tasks, creating bots, being able to create voice AI agents. So instead of me to have to come to look for different restaurants on Google, I can just type, hi Siri, or I can say, hi Siri. Sunday, don't worry, I'm speaking to you in real time, so don't be scared. If I wasn't speaking to you in real time, you won't still know, but yeah, I just called your name. So back to what I was saying. If you wanted to create a bot system, okay, and basically states that, oh, where can I get the closest restaurant to myself? I have to just say, hey Siri, where's the closest restaurant to my location? And then Siri does the whole thing. What if I want to integrate that feature into my particular website? So when people come on my website, instead of them to have to start clicking, oh, I'm confused, where is settings? Oh, where else? They can talk to the website or talk to the bot system, the voice AI agents. Okay. Hi, Treasure. I'm looking for the 6 courses that you have available on your website. And it just brings out that information. Okay. So now people don't have to start manually looking for things. Just with your voice, you're able to find those things by yourself. And this is something you can implement in whatever website you're looking for. And it's a very good feature because I've worked on a lot of software projects. I know that people, to make sure your user experience is great, you need to think of those things. You as a customer, if you sit down on this website, are you going to enjoy it? Do I like clicking from here to here? Would I need a video? Am I someone that is more visual? You need to think on that level. So before you can be an AI expert, the first thing is you need to be a problem solver. Make sure that you are looking to solve problems, and trust me, you will go really far. Okay, because a problem solver would create different scenarios and find possible solutions for each scenarios they've created, which is really important. Okay, then we move on to generative AI for data analytics. So for data analytics, like I mentioned, it makes your analysis a lot faster. And the most interesting thing is a data analyst that spent over 2 weeks just to get their data in dashboards and so on and so forth. The AI data analyst that used 15 minutes is earning far, far higher than someone that's used 2 weeks to get it done. Is it not painful? So instead of me having to struggle day in, day out just to create my reports, I can do it this way. I can work as an AI data analyst for 4 or 5 companies, and I'm earning higher than someone that is struggling to get it done. Okay, so this is where AI for data analytics comes into play. The next one you have is business analysis and projects management. So this one, I'm a bit biased on it, maybe because that's my own field. On the business analysis end, business analysts and project managers kind of work similarly. And most times they are used interchangeably, but it's not the same thing at the end of the day. So as a business analyst, you are either looking to improve a business, set up a business, make sure that, oh, what are the loopholes that I'm facing in this business? How can I improve on it? Okay, what are the next steps? My company cannot continue to fail. You imagine you invested 10 million naira to build a company, and then the first year you barely broke even. The second year you're already on minus 2 million naira. The third year the thing is just going down like that. Cannot happen. So you need to start considering what are the loopholes in this business. How can I improve on it? How can I ensure I'm generating income? Is it on an operational level? Is it on my financial level? Is it on my talent level? These are the things that you look at to ensure that your business is growing. Okay. Then the next one is the project management aspect of things. If you're handling a project, you're running a project, your project is majorly hinged on three things. You want to ensure that you are delivering your project within scope, it is done on time and within budget. Whatever you do revolves around these three things. That is why you need to plan effectively. You also need to ensure that the implementation is top notch. Plan for the worst case scenario, plan for the best case scenario, because there's a saying in project management, a project never goes as planned. So plan like everything is going to crumble the next day. Okay, this is what proper project management would require. And at the end of the day, once you're done with the project, make sure that you have your lessons learned. Okay, it is very, very important in the entire project management life cycle, whether it's a construction project, health project, software project, agricultural project. There are 1,000,001 projects to get done. It is still based off the same principle, okay? But they have different modalities of operation. So now AI assists you from start to finish with your tax management, with your risk management, with resource management, with people management. All of that is embodied in AI. So you are able to deliver your project. If you're supposed to deliver in 6 months, you can deliver in 5 months, 4.5 months, and so on and so forth. And then the product owner, the project owner, the major stakeholders are really, really happy with you. This is the standpoint for AI for business analysis. And then to my HR, human resource, proper life wire of a company. You're the one that brings in talent every other day. You're the one that manages people culture. You're the one that helps the key stakeholders make decisions based off reports. So your role is one of the most important in the organization at the end of the day. Like I showed you, you can build HR dashboards without having to lift a single finger. You can build your entire recruitment CV screening process and then use it over and over again without struggling. You can integrate your processes into your HRIS system. There are a lot of these new ones that we have on there, okay? So there's people HR, there's not HR. There are just so many new systems that are coming up that is looking to manage. You can build an HR system for your company that is specifically for your company. Here at Analytics, we have our own AI automation HR system that manages hiring, salaries, appraisals, punishment, everything. It is on that dashboard. So each particular staff just gets to register on it and everything is done seamlessly. You can do that for your organization. This is the type of innovations that companies like to see. And one way to get it done, it is through your AI automation processes. So these are the 6 different programs that we currently train on that embodies all those 10 different career paths that I mentioned earlier on. So now let's move on. So tech jobs in AI, it is by 2 aspects. I feel like I've explained this, but just to re-emphasize it, you need to learn on a project-based environment and you need to showcase your work. If you don't have a project portfolio, please build it. And I'm not saying project portfolio just for project managers, project portfolio for software developers, AI automation specialists, generative portfolio is, you know how they used to say this thing, show workings. You need to actually show that you've done things before. These are what companies care about. And at the end of the day, you can only show what you've actually done. And this goes back to the first point. You actually need to work in real work time. Okay, how do I state this clearly? You need to gain experience not by watching videos only and say, oh yes, I know how to, I'm not an AI automation engineer. It's not going to work like that. You need to actually build AI automation pipelines, AI HR analytics pipeline. That is what quantifies you as someone who has experience. You know, the funny thing is you would make mistake, it would crash, it would give you headache. But at the end of the day, you'll be able to find other ways that people have not even seen before to help with your process. So that is why it's very important for you to learn on a project-based learning, regardless of the AI field you're coming from. The next thing that you need to tap into is to gain hands-on experience. So one thing that we like to do here at Tenalytics Business is the fact that Tenalytics itself is actually registered in Canada. We also have our accreditation in America and the UK. So one thing we're going to do is give you projects every time you get into class, because we don't teach by theory. We won't say, come and watch videos and say, bye-bye, have a great day, or take your certificate at the end of the program. It doesn't work like that for us. What we majorly do is work on projects, make mistakes, fail, get corrections, do another project like it again, learn on your own, bring your issues to your facilitator. This is the only proper way you learn, because you're going to be learning based off projects rather than watching videos. If you want to watch videos, please and please, there's YouTube, there's Coursera. You can go and watch videos there. But if you know that you want to get proper skills, that's, oh yes, I want to get my hands dirty, I want to learn this thing, so that at the end of the day, once I get into interviews, I can answer questions, I can provide the project that I've worked on. This is the place for you to be in. So once you get into the program, we would say, put on your CV, put on your LinkedIn profile that you're currently working for Tenalytics Business. And why do we say that? Because you need an experience. Funny enough, and no shade to anyone, Canada, UK, US, they typically want you to have Canadian experience, UK experience. It is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen. But unfortunately, that is how it is. Okay. So if you are looking for a global company that can give you that experience, that can give you the recommendation letter when you need it, this would be the best place for you to do it. And then show evidence of your work. Don't say that, oh, okay, now that I've done project one, you should go and stay in my Google folder. Please, no. Showcase what you did end to end, create a video about it, explain with your mouth. This is what I did from this step to this step. You think that nobody is seeing it, nobody is taking note of it. But this is basically what helps a lot of our students land jobs. You would see recruiters reaching out to them. Oh, I would like for you to create this type of process for my organization. Okay, so it is very, very important that you are visible with your process. It would help you achieve your goals very, very quickly. For those that are just joining in, please ensure that you fill the attendance form that Tolu is dropping on the chat. Is very, very, very important. Okay. So now, another thing that people need to note is a lot of people think, oh, I need to just go and apply on LinkedIn and call it a day, or Indeed. These are just the typical ones. We have a lot of other remote opportunities, job platforms. If you can just take a screenshot of this particular slide, it would help you a lot, okay? If not, please ensure that you fill the attendance form so that you can get the slide after the session, okay? So we have other job boards. And you know the better thing? It is good for you to go and find jobs where they are not crowded than for you to struggle with the multitude on LinkedIn. So if you are looking for remote opportunities, LinkedIn is a good opportunity. Indeed is a good opportunity. But then we have different job platforms that can help you achieve similar goals very, very quickly. Okay, so now moving on. The final thing is, I've talked about the reference letter. So one thing I like to say about what we do, Juliet, the link my colleague Tolulope just shared, just click on the link or just copy it and put it in your Google browser. It would, open up onto a form that you can fill. Okay. All right. So now, I've spoken so much on remote opportunities and so on and so forth and getting certificates. So breaking it down into what we're going to do for you. Okay. The first thing is your CV. You know, I talked about CV when we got started. Just the way HR makes use of ATS system, we also will be helping you create a almost irresistible CV for the particular jobs that you get to apply for. You would be over a 90% match to the job opportunities you're applying for based off the CVs that are being created. The next thing is your LinkedIn profile. We want to make sure that recruiters are reaching out to you. Every time that I have to, hire for a particular role, I just toggle on my LinkedIn recruiter feature. And trust me, once I just type projects manager, I have different what they call it now, different profiles that pop up. But the very interesting thing, LinkedIn itself makes use of AI algorithm. And the funny thing is, if your profile does not match my requirements, I'm not going to see your profile might not come up until the fifth, sixth, seventh page. And trust me, I've already seen somebody that I need. So you need to optimize your profile as much as possible. Make sure that the content that you're putting on there tally with the type of roles you are looking for. So we'll show you how to achieve this. Then the next one is navigating the job market. People look at me and say, okay, Treasure, don't you apply like us? Yes, I do apply. Trust me, I apply almost every other week. I make it a daily. I have a time carved out for application, 30 minutes in a day. I do go ahead to apply whatever I want to apply. I typically also like to test the strength of my CV to see if I'm still hot in the market. I like to call it that way. Okay, so now when it comes to navigating the job market, you don't only need to apply. You have the other aspect of things called social media and networking. Like I said, you're not that rich that you can't reach out to people. Okay, so one thing you need to know is reach out to these individuals, and your best bet for global roles is startup companies. If you've heard any masterclass that I've heard, that is what I will tell you. Reach out to decision makers in startup companies, and please don't go and say, oh, please, I need a job, please help me. That is the most ridiculous way to go about it. Build value proposition. Reach out to them with solutions rather coming to them with, oh, I need help. The Americans, the white folks, they don't really fancy that. You really need to prove yourself at the end of the day. So you need to come with them at value proposition. Funnily enough, I had an interview on Thursday for a software company in Europe. Okay. And one of the things that she was asking me is, oh, I really liked your resume. Okay, so tell me how you do this, do that. And I was immediately just talking on automation, because on their project management system, one of the major things that they do is they handle things on Trello. And she was like, oh, right now I can't present this to my stakeholders. What are you going to do differently? Okay, so you always need to have a solution mindset for individuals. And how did I apply for the role? I saw the job opportunity. I'm like, what do I do about this? I reached out to her directly, okay? And I told her that based off what is requested, these are my possible solutions of how to go about it. There was a whole document. I created a 1-minute video, kind of stated my achievements in the past and sent it to her. I didn't apply on LinkedIn like every other person. I sent her a message, and she's the CTO of the company. And then she reached out to me, oh, Treasure, I really liked what you sent across. Can we schedule a 15-minute call? 15 minutes call turned into an interview. I haven't heard back, but it was a really good interview nonetheless. Okay, so these are the type of things that you need to note. Reaching out to people, basically breaks that cycle. And that ties back to your LinkedIn profile. If your LinkedIn profile is not top notch, trust me, once you reach out to people and they go back to your profile, there's no profile picture, there's no summary, you've not posted anything, they'll think it's a scam account, or they won't even bother. So these are like step-by-step processes you need to look out for. Okay, then the next one you have is interview preparation. Like I said, I've done a lot of interviews across, different companies. So I can understand the process. We have other career professionals that would help you with interview. But you need to know that the conversation you have here in Africa is not the same that they have abroad. So it would help you create real world simulations of how an actual interview needs to look like. Okay, so we'll just help you through that process. And the good thing is you have lifetime access. I'm saying 5, 6, 7 years. Come back and say, oh, I'm an alumnus of 1096 business. I need to be prepared for this interview. You would get scheduled on a call with a career professional to help you with that. Then the next thing is job reference letters. I've spoken on this. We provide you with recommendation letters, reference letters, just to be able to help you get those job roles. And once you've finally gotten it, there is support for you, all-round support. Your first 30, 60, 90 days, just to make sure that you are seamlessly integrated into the process. And then we have what we call weekly mentorship sessions. We have a lot of our students that have left the program that are now working in Google, Amazon, a lot of top companies across the world. So we have them come back, show you what they've been able to do and how they've been able to achieve this. And then finally, there's Upwork optimization. You're not living to live your life, your 9 to 5. You don't want to live it. You don't want to leave your business at the end of the day. You're looking at, oh, how can I get contract opportunities, side hustles, 2K USD per month, 2,000 USD is over 3.2 million naira. Put that in mathematical perspective. So if you are earning that as a side gig, trust me, your main gig might not pay you up to that. And you are someone that has over 20 years of experience. So this is basically the oil mill that you need to start, drilling from. Okay. So these are basically all the things we're going to be providing you at no additional cost. You'll be getting it in addition to the training that you're going to be getting. Okay. So now to give you a bit of insight into the program is going to run for 2 months. That is 8 weeks. You just need to dedicate 8 weeks of your time. One good thing is it's 100% online. So just like I'm having this conversation with you, discussing with you, it is online, you get to ask your question. That is how it happens. The good thing is that this session is recorded. All your classes are going to be recorded and you have lifetime. I mean, 20, 30 years from now, you can watch those videos, lifetime access to those videos. Okay? So now in terms of class timelines, you have weekend classes, you have Saturdays and Sundays. On Saturdays, your classes are 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then Sundays, your classes are 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Then you also have your weekday support session. On Tuesday evenings, you have 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is where you can ask any question that you want in a classroom setting. But if you also want to ask your facilitator direct question, you can book a one-on-one session. At the end of the day, it is a hand-holding process, okay? So it's going to basically support you throughout the entire process, okay? And then finally, Thursday evenings, you have mentorship sessions. So mentorship sessions, like I mentioned earlier on, we're basically going to be getting support, learning from others, how they've been able to achieve everything they've done so far. Okay. So now let's move on quickly. This is the certificate you are getting. It is accredited by the American Council of Training and Development. It is also accredited by the Training and Development Council in the UK. And then we are registered in Canada. So this certificate, you can use it anywhere in the world. Anywhere you want to use it, you can basically tender the certificate and you have a high chance of getting a job role. Okay? So now, these are basically all you need to do to actually land a global opportunity. So you need to learn, you need to package, and then you need to apply. Pick any of the AI skills, learn it detailed, okay? Build your project portfolio, update your CV, update your LinkedIn, start to prepare yourself for interviews, get your job reference letter, and then you start to apply. Like I said, 10 quality applications a day is far better than 30, 40 aimless applications. And make sure that for every application you do, you tailor your CV to that application. This cuts across any of the AI roles that you are going for. Okay? So now, how can Semantics Business help today? I literally like to state this quote in every of my masterclass. You can't stay where you are. You have to make a change in 2026. You need to grow, increase your financial capacity. You need to get that new job. You need to ensure that you are moving from point A to point B in a better traction. Okay? So now, how do you get started? We have a new course that's going to be starting 6th of June, and we have another course that's going to be starting 4th of July. So you can either register now to go for any of these cohorts that you decide. So this is still just going to show you some more success stories, and this is reiterating the programs that are available. There's for content creation, there is individuals that are looking to build software, that is vibe coding, people that are looking to automate repetitive tasks, build large language model apps and AI agents, and how to monetize that skill. That's AI automation engineer. There are AI tools to be able to help with your analysis process, learn the tools for automation, how to prompt, how to build multi-agent systems for analytics. That is AI for data analytics. AI for HR analysts. You are looking at automating HR data workflow, automating your HR workflow, and being able to create automation and AI agents, okay? There you have AI for business analysis and projects management. So everything that moves in from your requirements analysis to your process mapping, gap analysis, to being able to create automations and prompt engineering for project management, how to communicate, how to lead, how to engage stakeholders, looking at the Scrum methodologies, looking at agile methodologies. Everything is on this particular aspect, okay? And now let's move into the actual activity in terms of payments. One thing to know is our normal price for this course is 300,000 naira. That's the normal price. But then again, we are currently running the discount price, as you can see on my screen. You can either decide to make a one-time payment of 120,000, or you can pay in 3 installments. That's 50K 3 times. Something to note is this discount is not going to be available for very long, okay? Why is that? Because we currently also have another feature called the early bird feature. For individuals that are able to register today, this particular evening, you're going to be getting extra level of benefits. And what are they? There are 3 of them. So you're going to be getting a career transition roadmap. For this is exclusively for people that make payment this night. If you're looking to transition, get into HR, get into AI, I am going to be creating, alongside my colleagues, will create a roadmap for you, exclusively to just you, okay? You're going to be getting a tailored guide on jobs to apply for. There would be professional CV review and revamp for global AI opportunities. You will be getting early access to the LMS. So if you've not done anything AI related and are thinking, oh, where do I start from? You get to watch all those videos before class starts. You'd also be able to get, access to 3 projects that you start building immediately. Do you know when this happens? If you're able to register this evening. And I only have 5 available slots because I am very quite busy, and Lord knows I can't take more than 5 people. So if you're able to achieve this, I'm going to take down your information and I'll reach out to you on WhatsApp. And that is why I said it's very important for you to also fill out the attendance form. So please ensure that once you are making payments, filling the registration form, you also indicate the name you filled on the attendance form. It is very important. And so that I can reach out to you and help you map out your plan as soon as possible. So this is just for individuals that are looking to get started as soon as possible. I already noted Temitope because I had a conversation with her this afternoon. So I think we have just about 4 slots left because she made payment this afternoon. So if you are able to do that between now and before this session ends, I will take note of you, would help you with the career roadmap. You get access to the early bird class. The early bird class starts on Thursday. So you're not going to wait till 6th of June or 9th or 4th of July to get started. You get started immediately, okay? And once your payment is confirmed, everything is sorted, you get access to all the benefits that I've mentioned from today, because I'll reach out to you and then we have conversation and help you build end to end. So if you're looking to make payments, you can see that my colleague has dropped the information on the channel. So just to give you an insight, the first one is the website. So this is the website. If you want to make payments, you can see all the programs outlined. All you need to do is click on Enroll Now. Once you click on Enroll Now, it will bring you to this tab. Then you choose your payment plan. You can choose your cohort. If you want to go for June or July cohort, you can register now for either June or July cohort. Then you can now decide to make full payment of 120,000. But if you don't have 120,000, but you have 50K, you can use 50K to hold down your slot, pay in 3 installments, pay now, pay the next one in June ending, pay the upper one in July ending, and then your payment is complete. Click on 50,000 naira. And then if you are not in Nigeria, you are in Kenya, you are in Ghana, you are in whatever part of the African countries that you have on here, you can make payments with the link, okay? And once you are done making payments, you see that there's another link below where it says once payment is made, please fill out this form to register. Click on that link. Please, it is very important that after you make payment, you don't just go silent, because we are not mind readers. You need to go back and fill this form, this AI registration form. Put in your email, the name of the account the name of the account you used to make payments, your receipts, your email address, your full name, phone number. Fill all these details very, very quickly and then submit. This is the only time that we can confirm that you have made payments. Like I said, I have only 4 slots left. I'll be looking at the sales dashboard. So once your payment immediately drops, I can also see it on my end. okay? But I won't be able to see the person's name. I will just know that somebody has made payment. And then you can also send your receipts to the number attached to the message that Tolulope dropped. In case you're having any issues and you're not sure about how to go with the process, just drop it there and she'll be able to guide you, okay? So now this, brings me to, I won't say the tail end, but this will bring me to the question and answer session. I think now would be a good time for individuals to clearly ask any questions that they have. I'm not saying make payments. I'm saying ask me any questions, that you want, anything that you want me to clarify. You can either raise your hand or you can put the question in the chat and I would be able to, pick up the questions from there. So if you have any questions, please go ahead to use the chat so that I can take your questions from there and then we can move ahead. So please, let's have your questions, guys. I've had a lot of individuals stay with me up until this point. If you're still here, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're still here. If you're still with me, okay, we have Adekumi, Felix. Who else is still with me? Daniel, Stanley. Okay, I have a lot of you guys still with me. All right, so please, let's go ahead with the questions so that I can answer any questions before we call it a night. If you're still on the call, you have any burning question, could be how you can transition, it could be what AI program would be a good fit for you. Okay, Adekumi, please go on.
All right, good evening. Thank you so much for that session. Thank you. It was really enlightening. Okay, so I just want to ask, for someone that is not making payment, not be able to make payment tonight, do you may not have access to other benefits such as the growth plan, how to tailor resume for application, even when the payment is being made later?
The career plan is something that I specifically do because I'm a career coach, and then there's like limitation on how many people that I can help. You would be able to get like your CV review, mentorship, all of that, but the career roadmap is exclusively for those that I have conversations with, and I always try to limit it to the master class. But you're going to be getting career support end to end if you get to register at another point. But for that career growth plan, that's something I just specifically do for individuals that attend my master class. So if you make payments today, you'll be able to benefit it because I really try to use my Sunday to create the plan for the individuals, have conversations with them, and then discuss. So it is kind of limited to today for just that specific one, but every other thing you get across, once you're able to register for the program. Does that answer your question, Adekuni?
Yes, thank you.
So let me just do a follow-up question because you mentioned you're not going to be able to register tonight. When do you think you'll be able to make your registration? Hi, Adekuma, are you there?
Okay, I'm here. It's maybe towards the month end because of you already planned for the month, so until salaries comes in. So
Okay. No worries at all. You still get the support that you need by month's end, okay? All right. Okay. I think that's
thank you.
Adekumi's question. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Does any other person have any question? I'm just going to go on the names I can see here. I see Akorede. Akorede Matthew, do you have any questions for me? Okay, Sunday said, don't you think it is beneficial for one that's interested in data analysis to go through the regular data? Okay, Sunday, phenomenal question. I love that. So something that I didn't mention, and that is my bad, is we don't just jump into AI data analytics or AI projects management or AI business analysis. You are going to start from the beginning of the beginning. What is data? Type of data, differentiation between big data, small data, data and difference between data analysis and data analytics. What is Excel? What are the different functions? So you're going to learn core data analytics itself, and then now transition into AI for data analytics, all in the AI for data analytics course. Okay, so we'll teach you things like SQL, Power BI, Excel, data itself. Then we'll not show you, oh, in Excel, do you know that there is Microsoft Copilot that can help you do this and this? But you really need to have a core understanding of what data analytics is. So that is why we take it from that level before now moving to AI data analytics. So we don't just go straight into AI data analytics. We also have a lot of videos on the learning management system that you'll be able to watch, especially on the foundational level. And then if you have any questions, you get responses to, before we now start to teach you how to automate on the AI data analytics. Does that answer your question, Sunday? So everything is encompassed in the training that, yes, everything is encompassed in the training that we give. We don't just jump into another one. We start it from the very foundation. Okay, so please, if you have any question, you don't want to talk, you just want to put your question in the chat, please go ahead to do that. If you want to say something, just raise your hand. I'll call on you and then we take your question, okay? So now I'm going to move on to the next person. Akorede, let's have you. Akorede, are you there? Matthew? Hi, Matthew, are you on the call? Okay, so I just saw 2 payments come in. So I guess that leaves me with 2 more slots. Ayobami, are you on the call? Do you have any questions you want me to respond to? Ayobami, are you here? Okay, no response. Okay, Ayobami, yeah, do you have any question you need me to clarify?
I don't have any question. When is the
Okay.
call for information?
When is the what?
When is the class for AI automation starting?
Yeah, so they're all starting the same time. It's either June 6th or 4th of July. You can register now for June or July cohorts. So for AI automation, any of the program you are doing, they all start in the same time. So this is the timeline, 6th of June or 4th of July. That's if you are going for the July cohorts. Does that answer your question, Ayobami?
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right, great. So let's move on to the next person. I know Celestine already. So Daniel, yes, you've been very active, but I've not heard your voice today. Hi, Daniel. Good evening. Good afternoon. Hi, Daniel. Are you still on the call?
Yes, I'm on the call.
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, my question is actually around AI in HR. So I'm actually trying to. I'm just wrapping my head around it. That is it because I recently I've been looking into HRIS, and I was so glad when you mentioned some HRIS platforms like
Yeah.
Notch HR and People's HR. I know most of them, and I was actually looking at building one for my company. So I don't know. I'm just thinking, is this something that is achievable in this course? That's what I've just been thinking about. So
Yes.
I
Okay, please go on.
that's just been my question. I decided to go through the site to check out the program. So I was going to come back here to ask that question, but then I was going through everything because I needed to understand. I didn't join from the beginning, so but I was able to hear you when you talked about AI in HR, and that got me really interested. So I
Okay.
just need is this something that is achievable.
All right, that's a very good question. So yes, if you said you're on the website, but I'm just going to display it now. So if you are going for the enterprise HR analytics as well as the HR analytics automation, you are going to be doing a lot of integration with the HRIS system, and also being able to build your own HRIS at the end of the day. Okay, so your own human resource system would be fully created, where it would host things like the recruitment, staff information. Instead of you having to print staff ID to automatically generate staff ID for individuals, their appraisals will be done on there, salaries will be automated from that platform end to end. So this is going to work with different AI agents and N8N tools. And as you can see it here, it is going to be created on an HR let me take that again. It's going to be created on a HR analytics automation agent tool that would create every single thing that you need, whether the recruitment dashboard, your reporting, the entire HRS process. It will be done exclusively on your company's page. So you won't need to even integrate all that HRIS system like Not HR, all the rest. No, your company would have one fully created by you as an individual that is created, done, and does things effectively for your company and makes it very smooth end to end. So you will not need to integrate that. You will just make use of the AI automation tools to be able to create it end to end. And the major problem that you're looking to resolve is making sure that anything concerning HR is going to be hosted on that platform. Does that answer your question, Daniel?
Yes, it does actually.
Okay.
It does. Well, thank you very much.
All right. Do you have any other question? Hi, Daniel. Do you have any other question? Okay, I'm not getting it.
No. I think the only thing is it's something I'm really interested in, and just like the previous person talked about, I'm already putting for my budget for the end of the month, so it's something I really want to look at. I really want to do. So I just like she said, let's have a consensus for the end of the month actually.
Okay, no worries at all. That's fine as well. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm just going to move on to the next person. Hi, Emmanuel. Are you still on the call? Hi, Emmanuel. Are you still on the call? Okay, I'm not getting feedback. Felix, are you still here? Hi, Felix. Are you still on the call? Okay. Hemia, I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Are you still on the call? Do you have questions? If you don't want to speak, you can put your questions on the chat. I would be able to respond to your questions from there. Hemia, do you have any questions? Okay, so next person, Ibiba. Ibiba, do you have any questions? Ibiba Bride. You've been very active so far, so please go ahead with any questions that you have. Hi, Ibiba.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
First off, let me thank you, for I don't know if I should speak for everybody, but then let me restrict it to myself for exposing me to this course. It means a whole lot because I've been looking forward to it myself, given that I want to transition to HR, and of course knowing how dynamic the world is and is navigating towards AI. So it's one desire for me, to get into to learning rather to learning and acquiring AI skills. So getting this opportunity means a lot, and I want to say thank you. My question is basically, given it's AI, and for the fact that we are studying online, I don't know if going forward with the course, if it's still going to be all talk and talk and talk and talk, if we are supposed to get into any kind of practical stuff, like to have technical know-how rather than discussion on the platform. And secondly, I would uh, request if it's possible for you to still share the slide with regards the schedule for the class. So basically that's it. So in a nutshell, I want to know if we are ever going to get into any practical phase with this course. And I want to also get the slide for the schedule for the classes. Yeah, so that's that.
Okay, so good question. So first off, I'm sharing the slide that talks about the timelines in terms of classes. Saturdays you have 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Sundays 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So I'm just going to leave it on here for a bit. And then to go back to your first question, trust me, I'm even, if you can hear from my voice, I'm very tired of talking. I'm typically not supposed to talk so long, but then it's a master class. The activities in terms of the actual practicals take quite a bit of time to get done. So we don't really showcase that on here, but to give you a classroom example of what will happen in your classroom. So I'm going to share the Google Classroom so that you can see how a day-to-day class would operate. So just give me a bit of a minute. So you can see we have up until May cohorts, but let me just take something far back. This is AI for business analysis. So you can see there is links and optimization guide. Everything we do is typically on Google Classroom. So you can see end-to-end how that operates, where you have your assignments, where you need to submit. In terms of the JIRA, but this is their capstone project. These guys are done with their class. So if you check the actual class recording, okay, this is a mentorship session. I'm not looking for this right now. I want to show you the actual capstone projects for any of them. Capstone submission. Okay, this is another mentorship. Let me find a class recording. This is a technical support session. So now this is a classroom setup. It is showing how to make use of NA10. Let me share this tab instead. So this isn't the person talking, but showing them what needs to be done. So I'm going to play this video. Let me see if my presentation audio is turned on.
All right, everyone. Good morning. So just like we did in class yesterday, we had the workflow automation for our weekly status report, which is what I currently have on my screen, and we'll be recreating something similar as well. So I'll be creating one now for us, which is the same thing we did in classes yesterday, just that this one does not have a lot of distractions that impeded us from the flow of the class. Okay, so as we did yesterday, I would click on the plus icon here, then click on workflow, then personal.
So I don't want to bore you with the entire video, but just to give you that it's not going to be someone talking. It would be them actually showing you what needs to be done, and then you going over, as the facilitator is presenting, you would have your own laptop that you're working on. And if you have any questions, you can use the raise hand icon to say, oh, I don't understand this. My workflow isn't executing as it should. What do I need to do? So it's going to be a step-by-step process showing you what was done, and then you now, taking part in it. And then if you have any question or any issues, just letting the person know. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, it pretty does, because I really want to be sure, because since it's an AI class, we really don't just want to get exposed with the whole theory talk aspect of it. It is important we get into practical, use our laptop as classes is going on, so you guys show us what to do and how to go about it. You get,
Yeah,
so yeah.
That's the exact flow of the class. And let me just share the tab. So as you can see that the recordings of each of the classes are there. So even if you miss out on a class, you can actually go over the recording to watch whatever they did. And then you're able to see in real time how you can integrate the process. If you missed a step, you can go and watch it. And let's say class now finished and you are not still able to execute your workflow as it's done. You can now request a one-on-one session with the facilitator, where the facilitator will ask you to share your screen and then you get to work on the problems together. Do you understand?
Yeah, many thanks.
Okay. Do you have any other question?
None for now.
Okay.
Just
All
some
right, great.
questions,
Sorry, who's speaking?
Daniel.
Okay, Daniel, please go on.
Okay. I want to be sure that yeah, you've just answered one of the question while you were answering his own question. So the other one I had was are we going? Do we need to also buy tools concerning these probably why building our own HR system? Because one of my goal now for this is I need to build a HR system for my company. So I was just wondering, are we going to need, are we while being enrolled or while we are? I know I saw one of the practical sessions. One of the practical goals
Mm-hmm.
was that to build an HR system for your organization. So I was asking, do we need to buy tools also?
All right, great question. So, for the typical ones we're going to be showing you, they are going to be free tools or free. Let me take it like this. You know the way you go on ChatGPT and you say, "Oh, I want to build this and this," and it would give you options, but then there's a limitation. If you want to be able to basically enjoy the full-on benefits, you need to subscribe for a higher version. That is how it would work for this. Okay, so we'll be able to teach you with N8N and so on and so forth. But one way that we, I like of a better word, I don't want to say cheat, but we bypass you paying, is we help you host it locally. So you don't have to make any payments to build your HRI system if it's hosted locally. So we'll show you how to do that on your system. It's going to work effectively without you having to pay. But then if you're going to pay for the subscription just to enjoy the full-on benefits, it is not more than $10, $15 for the subscription that you're going to be making use of. At the end of the day, we are focusing on free AI tools that you'll be able to maximally build systems, build softwares, build websites without having to pay a dime. But then again, we have people that want some more complicated features on their website, and that would require them making use of the full-on features that is provided from that tool, and that is when you get to subscribe. But we don't use like the high-end ones that you pay over $300 and so on and so forth. So the maximum amount you'll be paying is between $10 to $15 to be able to fully benefit from that particular subscription. Does that answer your question, Daniel?
All right. Yes, it does.
All right, great. So I'm just going to move on to
Hello, good
Emmanuel.
evening.
Emmanuel, okay.
Good evening.
Ahmad,
Yeah, this is Ahmad talking. Thank you for
yes.
the presentation. It's really eye-opening and it was really very beautiful and nice. So I thank you very much for that. Okay, so my question now is looking at the syllabus, or how do I put it, for
The
HR,
curriculum.
for AI HR, for AR business. I saw automating all of this. So now the question is, because I'm interested in automation engineer,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm now trying to like wonder that I'm wondering that, okay, is it that there's automation in all of these things, or what separates this specific automation engineering from the HR automation, I'm saying the business automation and all of that. So that's what I want to understand.
All right, beautiful question. So I'm just going to call it like this. The way you would have a general practitioner when it comes to medicine, and then you now have people with specialties that go into orthopedic surgeons that become pediatrics and so on and so forth. It's kind of similar to this. For AR automation engineering, it is like the umbrella automation. You are looking at repetitive tasks in each of these industries and helping them automate it based off the tools that you're working with. You'll not hear me say anything like chatbot system in AI business analysis or you will not hear me say things like voice AI agents, because it doesn't exist for that. We're looking at business analysis itself, data analytics itself, and how can I use AI to improve those processes. That is where we now have the specialized aspect of it. In AI for business analysis, AI, that is different. But AI automation is looking at industries, different industries and their repetitive tasks, and seeing how to automate it, either by the workflows that is created or by the AI agents or the large language models that you create for it. You wouldn't find that in AI for business analysis and data analytics, because you are using AI to help or improve the data analytics process, or help or improve the project analysis project management processes as well. But then AI automation can work for marketing, content creation, the business operations as well. But then if you're looking for in detailed niche down process, then you now go for AI for business analysis or AI for data analytics. Does that answer your question, Ahmad?
Yeah, it answered my question, but I still need help from you, and that is, I'm making a request for you to display what we're going to learn
Yeah.
what's it called, automation engineer. That
Okay.
slide I talked about what we're going to learn. So I want to know, because what I want to look out for is, does it mean they're going to randomly pick some sectors and try to see how we can automate for them, just like that, like that?
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can say it.
Okay, so this is the entire curriculum. This is all you're going to be learning. So you kick off with the foundation, talking about AI automation, AI agents, how APIs work, how you connect APIs to different AI agents. Basically, AI automation, the foundation aspects end to end. These are the tools you're going to be working with. There's N8N, Zapier, Make, Flowise, LangChain, and Crew AI. The tools you're going to be working with in data analytics is Bricks AI, Quadratic AI, DataGPT, N8N. You're not going to be working with these tools. The tools you're going to be working with in business analysis and projects management is Notion AI, Jira AI, Lovable. These are tools that you're working with because they are specific to business analysis. You can't use those business analytics AI tool in AI automation. If you first understand that aspect. Then you have N8N and core automation workflow. N8N is one of the key AI automation tools that you're going to be using on a day-to-day basis. So how to set up your AI automation environment, what N8N is all about, how to create workflows, how to integrate your large language models to the workflows. This is what you'll be doing in the second week. Then the next one is your document search, memory, and then RAG system. So basically how you connect these different AI workflows to what particular memory system. Do you want to use SQL memory? Do you want to use a simple memory? And so on and so forth. These are the practical aspect of things you'll be doing. What are retrieval augmented generation? How to teach your large language models to understand your data, adding your memory to different AI workflow. Then you now move into advanced automation with APIs, okay? So there are multi-step automation logic. What I like to say is you learn the key basis, then you are now implementing in different industries, okay? So you'll be able to connect automation. Then you move
Hello?
workflow. Okay, so what basically do you want your multi-agent system to be? Is it going to be a planner, a researcher, a coder? Is it going to be a reporter, and so on and so forth? Okay, and then you now move into how to deploy, how to monetize, and also how to create AI business application. So your deployment would be across Telegram, WhatsApp, Streamlit, Gradle. If you are looking to integrate your AI agent to business workflow, how does that work? If you are looking to monetize the models for your AI automation services, how would that look like? And pretty much all of that. And then you go into your capstone projects where you now decide what type of AI automation and what industry you want to focus on. Does that answer your question, Ahmad?
Yeah, it answers my question. Thank you so much. So one more question. In all of these courses we're going to take, concerning AI automation engineering. Is there going to be coding involved?
No, no coding involved. You're not doing any coding. None of the costing is coding related. But just to do a disclaimer, for software, we would like to show you some of the code bases. If you're looking to go into vibe coding, that's AI for software and web development. That is where we teach you a slight bit of coding so that even if AI is creating your code base, you understand what is being created and you know how to provide responses if you are presenting it. But for AI automation, no coding at all. Does that answer your question, Ahmad?
Right, thank you so much.
All right. Okay, so I have Emmanuel Uche. Your hands are raised. Please go on with your question. Hi, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, are you there?
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, please go on.
Okay, I want to appreciate you for your time, the the lecture. Then I want to ask, based on I want to learn AI automation. So what is involved and the the duration of the class, then the time, like the time, can it the person that doesn't have maybe fun for now, can it join maybe later?
Okay. Okay, so yeah, your first question, this is what I just presented. So this is the AI automation course curriculum. So what you are learning is everything AI automation, AI agents, bot system, chatbot system, how to create workflows, how to create multi-agent system. So I already shared the course link so you can see the curriculum end to end on this aspect. Okay. So now in terms of the class is going to be for 2 months. That is 8 weeks. The main class is Saturday and Sunday. There is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Someone's hand raised now. These are the different timeline that we have. Okay. So what I said people should register today is because I typically would like to give them early access to the LMS for optimize your CV to help you with your LinkedIn profile. For you to get all those early benefits, you need to register today. And then to have like exclusive career roadmap on how to transition, what you need to transition, you would need all that. But if you're not able to register, you can register up until the end of the month. But I typically recommend that you register on time because the discount price, it elapses as quickly as possible. We only have limited slots available. And once it's finished, it's finished. And then you'd have to revert back to the original price. So yes, you do have enough time to register. But then if you want to get access to the early bird class, early access to the LMS, you need to register as soon as possible. Okay? Does that answer your question, Emmanuel?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. So Emmanuel, do you have any other question?
No.
Emmanuel, are you there? Okay. All right. Sounds
Yeah.
good. Okay. Okay. Yes, I've heard you. The next person is Salom. Salom, I can see your hand raised. And I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name well. Akpabili or Akpabli. Your hands are raised. Please go on with your question. Salom, are you there? If you're speaking, you're muted. Okay, I'm not getting any feedback. Okay, Emmanuel, Hemia, someone speaking. Okay, Salom, please go on.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. So I've listened to your presentation. Actually, because of I don't know whether it was network, I have to go. Sometimes the presentation will cut, so I have to rejoin. So I didn't get the full presentation. But all the same, everything is okay. But the early bird, I am from Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want the early bird, how much will it be in cities? That's number one. Then number two, um, I want the practical aspect of the work because I am a novice in the area. It doesn't mean that I don't know anything about the IT, but I am a novice in this particular area. So going into it, I would like the practical aspect of it. Then I am a teacher, so what opportunity will it give me to, earn something to supplement my salary? Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your questions. So if you're looking to pay, first on the website, like I said, you can pay in different currencies. If you are paying in 3 installments, you're just paying 411 Ghana cedis. Just toggle this GHS and to convert the amount to Ghana cedis. If you want to pay the full payment, that would be 987 Ghana cedis. So you can either decide to make full payments of 987 Ghana cedis, or you can pay 3 installments, that is 411 Ghana cedis. So you can choose whichever one works for you. The payments link is directly from the website. So once you come on the website, you just click on enroll now for whatever program you are going for. Click on enroll now. Once you do that, it will bring you to this page. Then you choose the payments plan you want. Choose the cohorts that you are going for. Then click on whether full payment or 3 installments. If you click on 3 installments, you see that is in Naira. You just scroll down to Ghana cedis, and then you pay in Ghana cedis, and you're good to go. Okay, so that's for your first or your third question. Then in terms of having a practical class, yes, that is 100% what we do. It is not going to be a session. This is a master class, so it is just showing you some of the things that are going to benefit. But in the actual class, it is going to start from the foundation, from the beginner aspect, and it's going to go on in terms of you working on projects, working on practicals end to end. That is the flow of the class, okay? So that's to answer your second question. And then as a teacher, you can either use AI automation in the education field, but if you also want to branch out, you can also do that. That is why I love AI automation engineering, because it is one of the most versatile programs that you can go for. If you are a teacher in the education field, you want to be able to build applications that can test, oh, what are the cadres of students I have in my class? Who are fast thinkers? Who are slow learners? And so on and so forth. You can do that. It can even create curriculum that is specialized to the type of learners that you have in class. Okay, you can have exams, tests on the application system. You can have different types of videos, audio-visual ways of teaching on your website. And this is a particular website that you can sell to other teachers, other schools that can help them in that process. I'm just saying on the educational aspects, but you can also branch out to marketing or sales and so on and so forth, and also implement AI automation. So these are some of the, the programs that you can go into that can help you become a full-on AI automation engineer, where you can now look at global opportunities and tend to earn from that end. Do you understand? Do you understand the response I gave, Selim?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any other question?
No, please.
Okay, great. Let me see if there's anybody's hand raised. Please, King Hemia, please go on. I see that your mic is unmuted.
It's okay. Sorry. Good evening. Thanks so much. I think I have benefited a lot. But to me it's like I don't know, like you're performing miracles. So I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to assimilate. That is why I've been quiet.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm interested and I'll get back.
Okay. But do you have any questions you want me to respond to?
Not now, not now. Like I said, you're performing miracles. So.
I'm not performing miracles. Okay, yeah, maybe I have painted it like such a, I don't know the word. is going to save your soul, like Jesus have come back. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to
Yeah.
take a lot of work on your end and on from the facilitators end. Yeah, but we
And
try to make sure.
and then I'm
Yes.
looking at my work schedule. I don't know how I can fit in because most of my time is spent in the office. So I'm still trying to. That's what I'm saying. Is I'm trying to assimilate. I'm trying to get it in. So
Mm.
I'll get back. I'll
Okay, so
get
just to
because I
confirm, you
really,
work
really
on the
appreciate.
weekend.
Yeah, I do. I do work on the weekends, but it's 1 week on, 1 week off.
Okay. All right. But yeah, we try to make weekends like the best option because a lot of professionals don't work on the weekends. And then you have access to the recording. And then again, if you watch the recording and you're not still clear, you can reach out to your facilitators. They can do a remedial class for you, just to ensure that you are catching up. So that's an option as well.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. All right, great.
Welcome.
Looking forward to having you though in class.
Okay. I will.
All right. I think I've spoken to everybody. Sunday, I've answered your question. Okay, guys, I just have 2 slots left for this evening. Once the 2 slots are filled, definitely you can register at other timelines. But I would really love to have a lot of conversations, especially with the people that have been interacting so far, in terms of how to build that plan, what program would be a really good fit for you, what are the next steps, especially on that opportunity level, brand visibility, what are the things that you need to do and get on with, that we can get started on as soon as possible. So I just have 2 slots left for that. And once that slots are filled, yeah, so you register for the program and you get access to your facilitator. So I think, yeah, we are 1 minute above time. Does anyone have any final questions? Please, if you are making payments or you have made payments, please fill the registration form or reach out to Tolulokwe directly. The phone number is there. And then if you want to have a conversation with myself, I think I'm just going to put my number in the chat. So you can also send me a message if there's anything that you need me to clarify. My DMs are very much open, and then I can also take calls just to respond to your questions. Okay. But yeah, I think that's about that for this evening.
Sorry, is there a WhatsApp number or is there a
Yes,
WhatsApp group?
it's my WhatsApp number. I put my number in the chat, and Tolu has also been dropping our phone number. So it's a WhatsApp line, whichever one you want to interact with. Can you see the chat section?
Please, can you drop the number again?
Let me drop it again. I don't know if you cannot see the chat section. So let me just share my entire screen. So you should be able to see it end to end.
Wow.
Okay, so
Sorry.
let's see. Yeah, so you can see this chat section here. This is my numbers. It's my number, and this is Tolu's number. So if you've made payments and you've not filled this particular form, please go ahead to fill it. And this is the number to send your receipts, or you can reach out to me directly, whichever one works. But please, if you're looking to make payment, you have between now and 12 a.m. That's like for the 2 slots I have left. But if you want to register later, yes, you can go ahead to do that. If you want to send me a message, maybe to ask for consensus on something, you can reach out to me directly so that I can make a decision on that and we can move ahead from there. But Kingsley, Daniel, please confirm you can see the numbers now.
I
Because I'm
cannot see
sharing
the
it.
number.
It's on the
Please.
chat. This part,
Yeah,
can you see?
yes, I can see the number.
Okay. So who can see it now? Kingsley, is that you that can see it?
Sorry, I can't see the number.
So I'm going to call it out. Okay. Please, if you have a pen, paper, something to write. My number is 070
Yes.
88
Okay.
91
Okay.
46
Okay.
69.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. So I think that's about that. Does anyone have any questions before I call it a day? Okay, we are 4 minutes. Let me stop the recording so that people